and I've already set the intentions to deliver a message that is most aligned and most beneficial and most relevant to those watching. So I really hope that this is of service to you on your beautiful journey. So the first one is the Divine Director, intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you're being guided. Happiness is your purpose. Straight away, I feel like it's third eye relevant, third eye opening, seeing things for what they are, seeing beyond the veil. Lots of downloads, lots of upgrades, a lot of things coming in through the non-physical, a lot of things coming in through the ether, trying to reach you, trying to connect with you, trying to give you the guidance that you're asking for. Yet I feel like a lot of the people currently watching might be feeling a little bit blocked after quite some time of maybe feeling really open. I feel like there's this kind of feeling of like, oh, my evolution, my spiritual evolution is kind of stunted, or something's stopping me, or I'm doing the same thing as I was a few years ago. What happened to my progress? This kind of feels, which I totally resonate with. I've had them as well. But I feel like we're reaching like the end of that cycle and things are coming through again. So it's like, it's time now to let it in. It's time now to really focus on your spirituality and do the meditation and go for those walks and doing those activities that connect you as much as possible to the non-physical, to yourself. And I'm also getting like the cycles of endings and beginnings. I feel like it's a very impactful time to cut away the things that no longer serve us, those habits, those egoic responses, those ways that we react to things, the way that we look at the world, kind of like, instead of like, why is this happening to me? It's like, what is this trying to teach me? Seeing a lesson in everything, because I feel like there is divine intervention. I feel like we're being guided by our guides, our higher selves of love and light, our angels, and we're being guided to our most aligned path. But then sometimes we're not quite sure about the guidance, because there could be lots of different guidance. And I also feel like depending on who you talk to, you're going to receive different guidance, right? Like if every single person was to do a reading today, we wouldn't get the same cards, right? Everyone's different, and it's like you filter through the individual. So I can only give you a message that I myself understand through my own vessel, through my own learnings, through my own experiences, through my own articulation. So I can only give you that, right? Same goes for yourself. It depends on where you're at, what you'll receive. And if you've been feeling a little bit blocked recently, chances are you feel like you haven't been receiving guidance. But it doesn't always have to be tangible. Sometimes it's just those intangible subtleties that your body's kind of teaching you that is really what's guiding you and leading you to where you want to go. So it's kind of like trust, surrender, let go of the control. Trust, surrender, let go of the control. You know, there is this divine purpose. It's divinely orchestrated. All the chaos of the world has its place in existence. In the grand scheme of things, everything is perfect. You know, nothing is actually going wrong. So it's really about shifting your perspective so that you're not feeling wronged, right? Because the world does feel wrong. But if you can try it and actually see it, that you need this wrongness to get to the rightness, and you need the darkness to get to the light and all these kind of things, then it can start to kind of shift your perception and hopefully lighten your load. Don't carry it with you. We have to stop carrying other people's and the collective spheres and energy. A lot of us are here to transmute it, but we don't have to hold it. It's kind of like, let it wash over you like a wave and then it's gone. You don't have to really like dive into it and wallow, and then the next thing you know, it's like 3 months later and you're still in the same position. It's not even yours and you're processing it for someone else. It's not really like that. It's more like, be an alchemist and alchemize it, but don't hold on to it if it's not serving you, right? I'm also getting throat chakra, like speaking up, communication with yourself and others, really taking the time to be more authentic in your communication. Like for myself, I've been super cool to be just open and honest about everything. All the things that I once used to hide because I was afraid that would make me unlovable and judge-worthy and all these things. it's like that's like the connection point. That's how people connect with you, is through your vulnerability. It's through those things that you share that you might not want to, because it's not like the best part of you. But you're not just the best part of you. You're not just the light. You have a shadow, you have some crappy aspects. That's okay. The whole point is like accept it anyway. And a beautiful way to show yourself that you accept yourself is to be open about those things and be more authentic in your communication with yourself and with others. Okay. The next card is the Void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. Right. I had a feeling this card was going to come up. So this is from the Starseed Oracle, and it's just all about waiting, being in the darkness and not resisting it, and not necessarily darkness as in pain or suffering, although that definitely comes through. But kind of being in this place of no space, no time, no where, no thing, and letting yourself find yourself through the darkness, you know, trusting that you will stumble onto aspects of self, trusting that you are guided and protected regardless of the lack of light or the lack of physical reality showing you your internal, or lack of, you know, lack of seeing. Just because you've planted the seeds doesn't mean you're seeing the fruit, right? Quite yet. So it's kind of like a moment of hibernation, a moment of just connecting with yourself and quieting down so you can hear the whispers of the universe, going into nature, staring up at the stars, being more in solitude, of course, with others as well. But I'm getting more like, make time for that solitude time, for that solitary time where you can just communicate with yourself and nature, you know, gaze at the fire, rewild, go back into nature, connect with the cycles, you know, connect with your circadian rhythm, reconnect to it. Definitely getting a lot of cycles ending and a lot of new beginnings, and it's really ripe with potentiality and beauty. And it's just about trusting that this moment right here will not last forever. This moment right here is preparing you for the next, and this is an up leveling. We're all up leveling, we're all going into higher realms, we're all going into higher states of being, but it can feel like we're moving backwards when it's not like physically apparent. It's like I'm in the same place, going through the same shit, what the hell, right? But you're not. It's like an upward spiral. So every time you're going through these same things, there is an element of learning, there is an element of ascension, there is an element of seeing it from a higher perspective, and eventually you will cut these things. Eventually it's going to be like, okay, I choose the light, I choose to do these things that I know will make me feel good, I choose that. Sometimes we need to go through the thing over and over and over again in different states, in different vibrations. For example, perhaps you've learned a lesson when you're in a high vibration and everything was kind of easy to learn, but then when you're in a low vibration you can't really grasp the same lesson. So that's teaching you to learn the lesson in a low vibration as well, so that you can both have it in the high and low. That's just an example, but same goes. You know, maybe you learned something when you were going through like a super dark night of the soul, but now it's about maintaining it and understanding those lessons even when things are going well, so that you don't have to, you know, deny yourself, betray yourself, abandon yourself in those moments, whether good or bad. Because we can sometimes bypass things when we're feeling good, and we can sometimes just dwell and burrow in when we're feeling bad. So yeah, it's kind of like understanding when to do what and being okay with the season you're in, you know, just kind of accept it. This radical acceptance, radical inclusivity of anything that comes into your life, anything that's coming through. Let it happen, let it be, trust, and this will go into something beautiful. You know, the great cosmic womb, embrace winter. These are the words here. Stop. Stop thinking, stop doing, stop thinking that it has to always be like go, 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 go. That's super masculine and outdated. It's time to rise into the feminine. It's time to be more like, let's go with the flow. Let's see where my intuition takes me. I'm just going to see how I feel through it, experience it. That's kind of what's coming through. And that will always, you know, you can always think about it and stuff like this, of course, but dive into the feeling. Surrender into this cosmic womb. Let the magic happen. Let yourself rebirth. Allow the rebirth. Don't resist the rebirth. Yeah. And then the last card is Father Sky, and that actually makes sense with what I was just saying, right? It says trust in the unknown. Trust in the unknown. Yeah, there's like this electricity in the air. There's like all of this energy coming through strong, and you have to trust. You have to trust in Creator, Creatress, God, Goddess, Source. You have to trust that you are held. You have to trust that this is temporary, but you're not temporary. You have to trust that even though you don't know what the heck is going to happen, you don't have to know. What you have to know is who you are. What you have to know is that you are the constant. What you have to know is that you have to be the pillar of strength and light throughout the chaos and the storm. What you have to know is that you're taken care of and you're safe regardless. What you have to know is that everything is an illusion, and it's really just all illusion to help you learn the lessons you, yourself, your soul, wrote contracts for. Like, you signed the contracts. You want to learn certain lessons. Even if you were from higher realms, there's a reason why you're in this vessel. Apart from being to be of service, you're also here to learn lessons. You can always learn more. You can always evolve further. It's like literally endless. So trust in the unraveling. Be less focused on the why, because we don't have to really know the why. You know, it doesn't have to really make sense, because it's really, life is so nonsensical in so many ways. And that's kind of the feminine aspect as well that I mentioned. It's kind of like male is more like sense and understanding. It's like, fuck the sense. Try and feel it. Try and experience it. Try and embody those lessons that you know. Try and take it to that next level of like, I feel it. I am an example of it, rather than like I can regurgitate this idea, because that doesn't really help anyone, because the idea can be said like a trillion times, but it's all about that person that says that, but that embodies it more, because energy speaks much louder than words, even though words are fantastic. I absolutely love words, but you know what I mean? It's like, if the person is walking their talk, it's a whole different ball game than just talking it. So I'm getting that. I'm getting like, walk your talk, you know, embody the lesson, trust. Also, father energy, right? I do feel like there's this element of like father, male, masculine, needing to hold space so that this divine feminine can rise, holding space for others, actual connection to fathers and ancestry in that sense as well, the male side of the family. Also, parenting yourself. Yeah. So like inner child work, right? It's really all about stepping in as the parent and parenting yourself. And so I'm feeling like, be the father. Be the father in this way that you're like, but the father of like divine masculine father, not a wounded father, right? The ultimate father that really makes you feel seen, heard, appreciated, that holds space for you, that protects you, right? We all want to feel this. I feel like everyone watching is like needing this right now. I want to feel safe. I want to feel stable. I want to feel secure. But then we start to get into like, we start to try and we start to get lost in that energy, and it's kind of like a never-ending pit without the, like I said, the other side of things, embodying and understand, like learning the understanding and living the understanding and putting the understanding into practice and trusting and surrendering. So yeah, it's like parent yourself, but there is an element of like that masculine parenting in regards to like in a child's time, more than like the woman, because I feel like it's like lead with your feminine in your daily life is what I'm getting. But when it comes to like parenting your inner child at this time, it's probably more fruitful to access that divine masculine inside of you and father yourself. Yeah. All right. So that's what came through with these 3 cards. I really hope that it was of service to you. It ran a bit longer than I thought, 17 minutes and a bit. So yeah, but let me know how you feel, if this resonates to you. I really hope it does, and that you have a beautiful day. I'm going to try and do these more frequently. I've really been a bit MIA recently due to my own personal transformations, but I'm really back, right? I feel good. So I'm going to be doing more of this stuff. I'm actually making a few courses as well, so definitely more coming through. If you're interested in anything, feel free to get in touch. I'm always here. If I don't reply, it's just my messenger gets like super inundated, and I try to keep it going, but you know, it can be a bit hard. So yeah, do get in touch if you need to. And if I don't reply right away, it's nothing personal, okay? It's just a little bit hectic, but I'm always here to be of service. I always want to help in any way I can. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.